right. Hello. Hello. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. I am so sorry I didn't stream yesterday. I was preparing a lot of preparations for today because today I just released my first single of 2025 called Thermashock. It is out now. It is out on all DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music, you name it. This is a track that we actually made on stream. So I'm going to go back into my YouTube studios and then find whichever live stream it is and label it Thermashock, like part 1 and part 2, because I think it took us like 2 streams to make the track in full completion and the artwork for it. So we actually did the artwork for it in on stream as well. So if you guys want to see exactly how Thermashock was made and the whole process of just making the entire track plus making the entire artwork from start to finish, then I'm going to basically create a updated title on one of the streams. I have to go back and look for it, and I might even put the link in the description too so you guys can see. So yeah, Thermashock, it is completely out. It is out now. I'm very happy about this track. I'm happy about this track for a few reasons. One, we made it on stream, so you can see from start to finish how Thermashock became to be. It's well documented. And two, I was so busy in the beginning of the year that I didn't really get a chance to focus on my own solo stuff because I had other things that I had to do. So it just feels great to finally release a track after, like, I don't know how many months since my last track, which was Resurgence. And let me know if you guys want to see, like, even though that Thermashock is documented on live stream, but let me know if you guys want a walkthrough video as well, because even though people may not want to see like how the whole track became to be, but just want to see like a really quick understanding of what all is happening in the track. So if you guys want a walkthrough of Thermashock, let me know. But Thermashock is out today, so I just wanted to put together I had to turn the music down a little bit, but today on stream, I wanted to show you guys a few plugins that I use personally and maybe some cool ones that some people may be aware of and some people may not. So I want to display some really cool plugins and show you guys exactly like what you can do with them. And later on, I'm going to react to Temination's new community mix that dropped literally, I want to say, was it yesterday? It's either yesterday or 2 days ago. It's probably 2 days ago. But the Temination, if you don't know what this channel is basically Teminite's channel where it's like his community, his community. They call themselves Temination. They originally created the Temination because like the community mix to display like upcoming artists and stuff like that and show off new talent. I've made it on this mix twice, 2 years ago, I believe. I think it was 2 years ago. And then they went on a hiatus, and then they finally came back this year with a brand new community mix. Now, I've seen half of the mix already. However, it was premiered on YouTube, and the mix, the audio kept cutting in and out on like huge sections. So although I made it, I wouldn't say half of the video. I've probably seen like a third of the video, but the audio kept cutting in and out, like huge cutouts. Like it wasn't like a little snip of cutout here and there. It was like huge cutouts. So I'm gonna go back and react to it, since it's no longer premiering, it's just a video up. So yeah, so we're gonna react to that afterwards, when the stream is nearly over. So, but yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. I have Logic open already, and let me guys show you some of the plugins I'm working with. And that's the first time I spoke over the Horizon song from start to finish. So it actually works out perfectly. So yeah, so and I also have the project file open from the track that we worked on some streams ago. we'll get back to continuing on this track. I just currently don't have any more ideas continuing this track. So, but I use this track because, um, you know, it just happened. It was the last thing that was open. Um, let me, so we got Serum open here. Let me initialize the presets here. Okay, so, for the longest time, when I first started producing electronic music, which was back in late 2017, I've always wanted to level up my sound design and just overall mixing as much as possible. So, and there were plugins that were available at the time that I didn't really had the money to get, but they were like alternative plugins that helped a little bit until I could afford the actual third-party plugins that were like really more high quality and stuff like that. So, the first plugin that I want to highlight obviously is Serum 2. Serum 2 just came out a few months ago, and this is a monster of a plugin. If you guys watched my live stream, you guys have seen me use this on in every live stream. You've also seen me use Serum 1 a lot in the beginning of my live streams as well. So yeah, Serum 2, really dope plugin. I mean, I made a whole 4 hour stream of me breaking down exactly all that was not what everything does in Serum, but show you guys and navigate where everything was in Serum 2 compared to Serum 1. What are some new features and what are some old ones? So yeah, Serum 2 is one of the highlighted plugins. If you guys are a upcoming producer, or if you guys are just dabbling into music, or maybe you're not new to music but you're wanting to level up your sound design game and level up whatever it is, Serum 2 is the way to go. There are some other VSTs that I'm going to show as well, but Serum 2 is like a fan favorite. Serum 1 did such a great job for like the last decade and some change, ever since its release back in 2014. So and this was just it literally changed. Serum 1 literally changed the trajectory of sound design in electronic music for like the last 10 plus years. So that's how powerful and how well known this plugin is. So for Serum 2 to come out unexpectedly, it is incredible. So yeah, if you guys don't have Serum 2, I highly recommend getting this plugin because you don't even need much when it comes to processing, because all the processing can be done here. Like I have a lot, like I've displayed it enough times already. I have a lot of presets that I've made, and just most of the some of the I'd probably say most of the sounds I've already done the processing through Serum 2, and they're like ready to use sounds like for your drops or for just making an intro or whatever. So Serum 2 is one I want to highlight. Let's look over to another one that is really a fan favorite too, and it is Phase Plant. Phase Plant is another one of those monstrous plugins where the sky is the limit. I mean, when it comes to making infinite amount of sounds and infinite possibilities, Phase Plant is the way to go. Phase Plant is basically okay, if you're somebody who doesn't use Ableton, because Phase Plant has a lot of things that are Ableton inspired, in terms of like audio effects rack. You can the randomization, sample and hold, uh and the amount of ways you can automate in Phase Plan. So I mean, it's all basically, I don't know if it's all Ableton inspired, but it's definitely a plugin that I would recommend if you don't have Ableton and you're interested in some of the things and functionalities that Ableton has. I think Phase Plant covers a good bit of that. Obviously, it's not an Ableton replacement. Ableton has way more functionalities than Faceplant, but there are some things that Faceplant has that Ableton does that I wish Logic could do too. So this is the next big thing. I mean, honestly, you can make you have your analogs, you have your granulator generator, you have your noise generator, sample generator, and wavetable generator. You also can have effects, distortion, a nonlinear filter. You can route to your aux and your mix. You have outputs such as your envelope and your curve, and then you can create groups. Groups is insinuating like audio effects racks and audio effects groups. So, and the cool thing is you can create like analog here. You can create as many analogs as you possibly can. Like you can go as long as you want. Just keep in mind it can be CPU intensive, so just keep that in mind. And you have these 3 lanes here of effects, and say if you have an analog here, this one is going directly to lane 1. If I created another analog, it goes to lane 1, but you can change it to go to lane 2, 3, the master, or sideband. Same thing. And in these lanes you have all these effects here. Now these are premium effects here. These are the ones that you have to pay for, but I did the kilohertz subscription service where I can pay like $10 a month or something like that, and I have access to all the premium effects and the effects. Well, yeah, just the premium effects. The effects hosts, except for multipaths, because that's a premium effect too, but snap heap, that's a free one too. So snap heap, and then all of these are free effects. So even if you don't have faceplant, if you want just the free effects in kilohertz, you can just go to kilohertz website and you can get like the 32 free effects, and you can use them individually. Like you can just type in kilohertz and there they are, and you can just use them individually without the use of faceplant. But like I said, and then faceplant comes with a boatload of factory presets that you can use. And me, I got like all of the what's it called, the presets that other artists made and stuff like that. And then I have a bunch of users that I've displayed on stream before. But faceplant is one of those VSTs where you can really create and really just you know make some mind-boggling weird sounds. Like it's like almost unlimited sound designing. It's so crazy. And it's great for sound design jams. So if you want to like create a bass and you want it to be randomized, like when you press and hold a note and it's randomized and it changes in different textures, timbres, tones, grit, whatever it is, you can do that in faceplant. So faceplant is definitely one to look at. All right, the next one is unironically Serum 1. Now, even though Serum 2 is out, maybe Serum 2 may be a little too much going on for a new producer who doesn't understand what everything is. Serum 1, this is the OG. This is the 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 plugin that broke the mold for a lot of sound design. This is the plugin. Let me use the default. Let me use the default skin. Hold on. Let's go back to the default skin. Yes, so this is what it really looks like when you first get Serum. So this is the OG, man. This is what it is. This is what made the last 10 plus years magical when it comes to electronic music. So if Serum 2 is too much for you, Serum 1 is definitely one to also look at. Although you're limited to 10 effects, but you can still do a whole lot with 10 effects. And you still got your matrix tab and your global. But this is what really made people like discover some new ways of sound designing and thinking outside the box. So if Serum 2 is too much to handle, or if it looks too intimidating, then Serum 1 is still a way to go. This is still a plugin that I love. I don't use it as often anymore now that Serum 2 is out, because I'm so used to Serum 2's control no more. So, but this is definitely in the arsenal. So I would definitely get Serum 1. Vital by Matt Title. This is another cool VST, and I believe Vital is still free. I don't know if they put a price on it yet, but I think it's still free. But this is a free VST. You get 3 oscillators, 1, 2, and 3. 3 oscillators, same like Serum 2. You get a sample oscillator. You can throw samples in here or white noise or whatever it is, and you also have like a factory and stuff like that that you can use. um you get 2 filter oscillators, and you can control which one controls what oscillator. Like filter one here is only controlled by oscillator one, and then filter two is controlled by oscillator two, but you can change it back to one. You can do one and two. You can do one, two, three. You can do the samples. You can even filter. You can use filter two to filter one. Like it's kind of crazy. Like a lot is going on here. You get your little piano roll down here. You can't really do much with it, but you can at least track to see what note you're pressing. And then you have three envelopes right here, followed by four LFOs and two randomized LFOs here, or sample and holds, I should say, with some articulation to the side here. You get four macros, and then you can modulate the pitch wheel and the mod wheel, which is these two sliders right here. Effects, you are limited to just four. I'm sorry, not four. 10 effects. I don't know why I was going saying four. You're limited to only 10 effects. These are really cool effects. And then you have your matrix tab, which is, you can see what you're routing what to where, and you have a mod remap down here. I rarely use this, but it's there. And then the advanced settings, you can make some adjustments with these samplings and the unisons and the voices and all that stuff. So yeah, Vital is another cool plugin as well. I don't have a lot of presets that I've made. Like I think I only have just this six right here, but I very rarely use Vital. It's a really cool plugin though. You can make some really spectral. It's more spectral based sound design. So you can really, if you're into that and you love that kind of sound, you can really use it to make some really gnarly spectral sound design. You can make some really gritty basses too. Like don't get it twisted. Like this is really cool. So yeah, Vital by Matt Title. This is a uh you know, this is a free plugin. I hope it's still free. If it's not, then this is awkward. Um, so yeah, Vital is another VST. So those are my main four big VSTs. So let me go back to Serum 2 here and let's talk about the um other third-party plugins. So let's go to audio units. So Devious Machines, um I have this plugin called Duck. This is my plugin that not my plugin, but this is a plugin that I use to sidechain. If I go to my basis group here, I have two Duck plugins. The first one is ducking the main kick and the main drum group, which is the hard hitting drums group. And then I have a soft drum group for like softer drums, like a soft kick and a soft snare. That's what this is for. As you can see, the trigger level is very low compared to the other one. So yeah, Duck is a really nice and neat sidechain plugin. It's like a watered down version of Shaper Box or Volume Shaper, whatever it is that you use. It's very simple, very straight to the point. Nothing too crazy. You can edit the curves however you want. You can change the amounts, the trigger level. You have different trigger modes. You have different shapes that you can pick. If you don't feel like making your own shape, you can just pick a shape that's already here. You can change the speed. This is what I use for side chaining. It's really good and it gets the job done. So next on the list, Devious Machines, we have Infiltrator. Now I need to well, Infiltrator, this is, I don't have Serum like open, not Serum, Splice. I don't have Splice. I'm not logged into Splice to really just to show the demo of what Infiltrator 2 can do. But, for the most part, I mean, I can still kind of peruse around. So, or maybe not. I can't do anything. But but Infiltrator 2, this is a really cool plugin as well. This plugin, you can make some really dope effects here. You can do like let me I the only way I can do this if is I like demonstrate it. Let me log into Splice real quick. Yeah, let me do that because um I gotta do this whole verification thing and stuff like that. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. We're just doing some. Oh, that's not it. All right. Splice is open. Uh-oh, what's this? Okay. Splice is open. So let's all right, cool. Here it is. So so if we let me get this off. All right, so this is default. I mean, obviously nothing's happening, but let's expand this a bit. Um so yeah, Infiltrator 2. This is a really cool effects plugin. Like you have a lot of presets that you can choose from. Oh, I'm not showing you guys my screen. That's crazy. All right. um yeah, so like I said, really dope effects plugin. There's a lot of presets that you can choose from to take a simple effect and turn it into whatever you want. You know, there's volume shaping too. So if you choose uh for the floor, for some reason I'm not hearing any sound. Why is that? Maybe it has something to do with this. Hold on. There we go. Just glitching out on me. All right, let's try that again. Let us try that again. Um, yeah, volume shaping. So 4, floor 1. So it created like this little, you know, little side chainy effect here. You can do jungle and bass standard. So volume shaping is basically is shaping the volume of the input signal to whatever you want to do. So that's that. And then you have like stuff. What's a good preset here? Enhancement, fairy dust. This is all a sine wave by the way. So this is like a sequenced pattern here. Uh and we have like the curves and stuff like that. We got this, we got that. We got a whole bunch of stuff happening here. So there's a sequence. And you can go down the line. Borg talk. Mind you, like it's still a saw wave in Serum 2. This is the input signal putting through Infiltrator. And you can do the sound design in here and just go crazy, you know? Sounds great. Let's do like heavy movement, a little FM. Pitch warp. That's the crunch. You can do like there's some distortions too. Like we can do heavy. Fuzzbox. This sounds better if you have like a already made bass. Let's see, delay. I mean, we got some complex delays here. Eighth note crunch. Micro glitches. smear. We got pitch delays. And, you know, just to name a few, oh, we got some vocoders here. Glitch speak. Yeah, so, you know, it's endless amount of possibilities here. So, um you can do a lot with Infiltrator too. Yeah, so that's another plugin. I don't use it often, but sometimes I'll have like some kind of idea ran through and Infiltrator 2, and you can get some really cool effects with that. So yeah, that's there. Let's see. That's all devious machines, by the way. So if you want to get like a simple side chaining plugin with a incredible third-party effects plugin you can do crazy sounds, devious machines, duck and infiltrator too. So let's take a look at what's another. Oh, infected mushroom manipulator. This is a old plugin, but it's still good in its own right. This is most people are probably already aware of this plugin, but if not, this is basically an effects plugin, and it comes with its own set of presets. These are pretty good. The only downside about manipulator is that there are some artifacts that happens that could mess up, like you have to be very meticulous on how to use this on a sound. So we got Octavius here. Nothing really happens here. Let's do some let's do some morphs. There we go. Bass shroom. Yeah, manipulator. This is like good. The only time I really use manipulator is like for vocal processing. If I want to make like a monstrous voice or something like that. I have other plugins that kind of like sounds better than manipulator, but this was the way to go at the time. So, and then you know you can, you know, obviously if you want to like um how do I initialize the preset here? Um oh, save as no. I don't know how to initialize the preset. There was a way though. Oh, initialize right here. So you can take add inharmonic basses. Do some FM work. Mess with the octave. And you can give it some stereo width. Maybe some detune. Change the format. Change the pitch. You can do a whole lot with this. So, yeah, Manipulator by Infected Mushroom. That's a really cool one. Let's see, what's another? Oh, Kilo Hearts. As I mentioned before, Kilo Hearts, if you want to get all the free plugins, like there they are. Lunacy Audio. I already made a YouTube video about this by their brand new plugin called Beam, and they've added, I believe, 3 more modes to this. I would open this, but the last time I opened Beam on stream, it damn near crashed. So I'm not gonna open this. But if you want to see that stream, or if you want to see the YouTube video, it's on my channel, so you can take a look at that. Melda Productions. This is another one of those companies that has like a boatload of effects plugins. Um, and the same thing with Kilohertz. I did Melda Productions subscription service where I can use all their plugins by paying a certain amount a month. I think it's still I think it's like $10 a month, I think. I don't know. But $10 a month, you get access to all of these Melda plugins, and they're all pretty good. They're all high quality, well put together plugins. I'll highlight just a few of them. Autopan. Autopan is something that I started using recently to give more movement and more movements in my sounds. Just depending on the context. M cabinets. This is nice. You can create like M cabinets. So this is one of those like amplifiers, the cabinet amps or something like that that you could use to create more like bass like features. But if you go into edit mode here, you can see that there is this like um this graph here, which is the incoming signal. And what you can do, this is the impulse response graph. So what you can do is that if you take like an impulse response, let's see if it'll work. Last time I tried to do this, it wouldn't work. Like I'm gonna use Ace Auras, that, and I can import it on here. And let's see. Let's see. There you go. So now you're starting to hear it. So if I turn the mix all the way up, you can hear the impulse response. You can move the tilt around. You can move the pitch. And this was something that AU5 demonstrated by creating a new way of doing color bass. So with that, I mean, if I if I get like a wavetable, let me just use a spectral wave, and let me use I'll just do sample and hold, and we'll just make it. But now you can hear the impulse response. Um, you can flatten it. Really cool stuff. Like you can let me pick another thing. We'll use bass generator. So yeah, M cabinet is definitely one that you can use some really cool um you can create some really cool color-based sounds with it, or just regular colorful sounds in general. So that's one highlighted one. Let's see. I rarely use that. See here, I rarely use that. M granulator. I haven't really used this before. I mean, I've like tried it out, but I've never really truly used this. But this is a granulator. But I don't use this often, but that it's a cool one. Maybe so if you probably have better things, but oh, harmonizer. This one's interesting because this is more for like vocal performance, but you can like which one was it? Was it voices? What this one in particular, voices, you can like add like fifths, sevenths, and stuff like that, major or minor, and you can create chords by just pressing one note. I will say though that the sound itself sounds obnoxious. You can change the formants, the sharpness. Give it some stereo width, but that's more like a detune right here. So this is kind of cool. So I don't use it often, but it's one of those plugins that are like they're kind of like sleeper plugins. Sleeper meaning like they've been slept on. So yeah, so that one's cool too. M Morph. I displayed this on stream some days ago, but M Morph. This is really cool, especially the dual morph situation. I did a stream already called Voice Manipulation, and I showed and displayed how to use M Morph. So, but this is another one of those that I don't use often, but I will use for like pre-vocal drops and stuff like that. But this is really cool. I like M Morph. I would highly recommend getting that. And if not, then there's another Morph plugin called Morph Pro, I believe. Morph 2 Pro by Zynaptic. So that's a really cool one. Um, what else? I'm just highlighting the ones that I know that I've used before. M Transformer. Yeah, this is cool. You can get some really cool spectral sound design with this. And you can make some really cool spectral glitches. You can change the format, change the frequency, change the frequency, shift the frequency. Really cool stuff. If we go to Resonator, there's some spectral stuff going on there. So yeah, M Transformer. That's this plugin is how I made my Magic Dust patch in Logic. So that's a cool one. All right, let's see. Well, I rarely use vocoder, but it's there. But yeah, that's it for Melda production. I mean, there's a whole lot more that you can, explore. But if you want to use all of these plugins for free, especially the premium ones, you can do like a subscription service in Melda Production, and you can have full access to these. So, but yeah, Melda Productions. So we got native instruments. Let's get Reactor out. Clearly I have just a demo version of that, but there are a few, I think, okay, so there's two that I want to highlight. Let's talk about Razer. I rarely use Razer. I just got it because AU5 talked about it and it seemed cool, but I rarely use Razer. Oh, but you know what? I can't use it like this though. This isn't an effects plugin, it's actually a VST. Let me show you. Let's go to instruments, native instruments. Oh yeah, there's a contact one too. Yeah. Huh? Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yup, 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 yup. Come on, files work. Okay, Razer. Razer's a VST. So, oh, there's some dynamics movements happening here. Razer comes with its set of presets, and I mean there's a lot of it you can use. There's a boatload. Best of Razer, Big Cinema is one. Growler, is this the one that I use? No, this is by Error Smith. Um, Razor's pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I don't use it often, but it, you know. Oh, I see. I think Razor, the plugin itself, was made by Aerosmith, but not the preset. Makes sense. But you can make your own. You can make your own preset and stuff like that. It's, you can make your own sounds using Razor. It has some really cool effects knobs and stuff like that. But this is a cool plugin in its own right. The next one I want to highlight is S-Layer. If it will just, alrighty, let's S-Layer. No. S-Layer. So this is an interesting plugin. This one is kind of, so how S-Layer works is, if, say, hypothetically you have a boatload of Foley's or one-shot sounds, and you just want to take all of those sounds and just put it in a plugin, and you press a note and it randomizes all the sounds, and it plays all the sounds at once, but in different pitches, textures, and all that stuff. So that's what S-Layer is. I think S stands for sample, and then it's layers, but I could be wrong. I think I just made that up, so I have no idea. So this is a kit driver. So let's see, if we go to here, or here, edit, this is all of the layers. This is a little scroll wheel. This is all the layers that are available. So let's say we can remove, for some reason, oh, we can highlight one sample. We can highlight all of them, and we can remove all 127 samples. So nothing's happening. So what you could do is, if we open up our splice samples, right? Let's just let's type in one shot samples, right? And let's find something that's not like bass related. Those are cool. Let's see about these. Let's take these samples here, all of these, right? And let's just import them all in here. So now what happens is all of these sounds are being played at the same time. And we can randomize all of these to do different things. We can randomize the panning for each sound. We can randomize the pitch, the volume, the speed, the freight. We can change let's just keep this. No. Sample. So when you move these knobs, it changes the delay and what's this called? I don't know what STRS stands for, but I think this one's delay and something. Press these buttons here to these little buttons to make sure you can get different. So yeah, same thing, right? We can highlight all of these, remove, and let's highlight all of Skybreak's stuff. And we can just put them all in here. Really cool. So now we can change the randomization on these. There we go. We're starting to get somewhere. But this is kind of like cool for like another sound design jam or just making some samples. Yeah, but you guys get the idea. So yeah, that's S layer. This is like one of those sleeper plugins as well. All right. Let's see. Soothe 2. Here we go. This is what it is, right? Soothe 2, man, I cannot live without this plugin. This plugin has saved me a bunch of mixing issues. If you don't know Soothe 2 is, this is a plugin that pretty much does what everybody dreamt of it doing back in the past when it didn't exist. It is a it's basically a plugin that ducks and or sidechains harsh frequencies in the equalizer. This is the EQ spectrum right here. This is a regular saw wave, so there's not really any harmful frequencies. But if I were to take like a bass FM like this, so now you can start to see some frequencies. If I turn on delta mode, Delta is like the inverted version, so you can hear what it's cutting out. So these are like harsh frequencies. You can turn up the sharpness to be more precise on which frequencies it's going to tackle. So if you take it off delta, you can, see what it can do. You can bypass. But the cool thing about Soothe 2 is there's a way to make spectral sound design using Serum 2 is when you turn on delta and you can see the harsh frequencies you can see the harsh frequencies that are being taken out. If you turn the depth down, like turn on the hard, you see you get those little nice little sharp things here. So if I were to, and I've made a video about making ethereal pads, but if I put chroma verbs on, and now I made like a really cool pad. If I take another instance of Serum 2, turn up the sharpness, put it on delta mode, and you can just do the process all over again. But needless to say, um, yeah, not Serum 2, Soothe 2, um, really, really dope plugin. If you guys don't have it, I highly recommend you getting this. It is very expensive. I think it's like 200 bucks, I think, or something like that. But it is worth the investment because this helps me a lot with music production. So I've definitely used Soothe on every single song for sure. Output Portal, this is a cool one, but I don't use it often. Let's see. I don't use that often. OTT, Serum 2 effects, and Serum effects, and so Chroma. This is a fun one. Chroma this is a fun one because this is a harmonic sweetener. This is a plugin developed by Synth Audio and Nasco. This is a harmonic sweetener, aka a polyphonic plugin, which you can take a chord and it will highlight it will basically take the resonant peaks of the sound and readjust their position to create chords. And you can expand the view of what can be affected. So this is like really like color based galore here. This is like something that a lot of polyphonic plugins pretty much falls into the category of. Like if you are aware of Pitch Map or another Synth Audio plugin called Resonator, which is their standalone resonator plugin. It's really cool. I like it. So if you're like a color-based artist or you just want to add color to a specific sound, or say you want to change you say you have a sound that's in minor, you want to change it to major, these are like the plugins to look for. So yeah, this is another really cool one. Shout out to Synth Audio Nasco. I made a whole video about it a year ago, which passed 1,000 views, by the way. Thank y'all so much for that. But yeah, Chroma, this is really cool. I really like this plugin. Resonator, like I said, this is a standalone plugin by Synth Audio, same company. And let's do E. So you can hear the color coming through, but it's basically like Resonator. It takes the resonant peaks and you can adjust them all you want to. You can make some really cool bell sounds with this as well, by just offsetting the pitch a little bit. But yeah, this again, Resonator, dope plugin. And I mean, here's another one, Retune. Retune is another one. This is a polyphonic plugin. If you don't, this is kind of equivalent to the to Ableton's scale plugin, except as it's standalone, and Nasco also have a plugin called Scales. So I mean, if I put it in E and do chromatic and do Dorian, if I turn up the sensitivity and turn up the pitch correct, you hear the color coming through. So yes, this acts the same way. This is a polyphonic plugin as well. So as you can tell, I was in my color base era in 2022 because I like copped all of these. Last but not least, Zenth Audio Pitch Map. Again, another polyphonic plugin. If we go to E, set it to Dorian, and let's yeah, that's where it needs to be. So yeah, pitch map. This is the OG right here. If you don't know about pitch map and you want to, again, if you have like, if you're a color based artist, you want to make color based, this is cool. If you want to, change sound from major to minor, this is also cool to use as well. So, CPU intensive for sure. I mean, for me, I never had a problem with pitch map in terms of CPU and in terms of sound design. The latency is damn near zero, so I'm fine with it. I believe, yeah, that's it. That's all the plugins that I use. So, yeah, man, these plugins are these are the plugins that I use to create music and create some really dope sounds. But also, these are plugins that I use to correct mixing issues. Now, here's the deal, right? The truth about plugins is if you don't understand the basics of sound design and or mix downs, plugins won't necessarily help you if you don't know what the basic fundamentals are. All plugins can do is enhance your sounds and or fix a problem quicker than what you would do manually. Like for instance, Soothe. Soothe 2, like I said, takes away harsh frequencies in the EQ and the hearing spectrum, right? But you can achieve the same goal by just going onto your EQ and then scrolling to see if there's a frequency that you don't like and you can just take it away. Like if I were to go to my channel EQ and I have these EQ points, right? And if there's a harsh frequency somewhere in this EQ spectrum, I can just scroll, find it, and then I can just take it out like this. A lot of producers still to this day do this method, which is fine. If it works, it works. The thing about with music production is there is no um there are ways of doing things professionally to get a professional sound, but there are methods and unorthodox methods that you can do that may not be the traditional way of doing things, but if it gets you a great result, then it works. Sometimes we not cut corners, but we find shortcuts and or we find loopholes in ways of doing things because the reality is when the song comes out and it's the final result, you're not going to really you're not going to really hear what they did. You're not going to really see how they did something. You're just going to hear the final result. So the thing about with making music is no one cares how you fix the problem as long as the problem is fixed. No one cares how you made the sound as long as it sounds good, right? Especially if you're just a regular listener. So yeah, so that's what third party plugins really do. And then in terms of like the mixdown, in terms of sound design, I mean, third party plugins can help enhance the sound, but whatever VST that you use, whether it's Serum, Massive X, Massive, Phase Plan, Vital, whatever you use, if you are well versed and understand how to sound design within the plugin natively, then third-party plugins will just be a breeze to you. But you got to understand the fundamentals within whatever plugin, whatever go-to plugin that you use, and understand the fundamentals of how sound work in general. Now, I'm not an expert about sounds in terms of how does it work, like what is a sound, what is a sound wave, all that stuff. Like I'm not really well versed into that, but I know a thing or two about it, but I'm not an expert at it. But in terms of the context of music, I know if I can work my way around it. So, but yeah, all of the that is all of the plugins that I use in all of my tracks. If you guys watch the live stream long enough, not this one, but I'm talking like past live streams, you will see these plugins pop up. So yeah, let's let's go to YouTube. So here we are, the reaction portion of the stream. Like I said, I've heard some of this about, like, I'll probably say like right here. So it's not halfway through the video, but it's like a third of the video. But like I said, the audio kept cutting in and out. So I never really heard these drops in its full context in its entirety, because this community mix was premiered on YouTube and there was some audio issues going on. So because now this is an official video and it's not just premiered, hopefully the audio is there and it sounds great. So but yeah, this is the Temination chapter 1 space community mixes 2025. I love this community mix. Whoa, what is it? You guys can't see it, but like when I move my cursor, I can see the path of where my cursor was. That's crazy. You won't be able to see it on stream. I can just see it on my monitor. That's kind of weird. Um, I wonder if that's crazy. I've never noticed that. Huh. Anyway, oh, it just disappeared. I just made a star. But anyway, um, yeah, so let's take a listen to these community mixes. I'm very excited. Shout out to the Temination and Temanites. Space themed. This first track is Temanite's ID. Shout out to Xylokill, Blue Jam, Angel Panda Earth, The Real Madman. All right. Great intro. Oh no.
Each a fragment of madness, each a vessel of power, one born of fire, forged in the The result is catastrophic.
Shout out to the real Madman. That was crazy. That is a sick track. Shout out to the real Madman. That is every time I see him on the community mix, he always got some fire thing to he always has a fire track. So shout out to you, bro. That was a sick track. Ooh. Oh. Finger guns. Yeah, that was a sick track. I want to say their name is Vixie. I don't know how to really say that, but shout out to you. That was a sick track. I like it.
Feel the raindrops on my tongue.
Colin, let's go.
Another lap around the sun compels ourselves to breach the stratosphere. Search the boundaries of the universe to see all that came before and who we used to be. And the cosmos bar, civilization's gone. Drop the veil and look beyond.
Ooh. Shout out to Kaylin too. Kaylin with Meadow. Kaylin always does like really nice color bass. I think Luma Rain was one of my favorite tracks from you for the longest time. So yeah, you're amazing, dude. Your vocals are fantastic. Love the DMB cut. Yeah, this is amazing. By the way, I don't know if your name is Kaylin or Colin. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are now listening to
Never heard of that artist MSV. That must be a newcomer. But okay, that track was cool.
Control, we are unable to continue the broadcast.
Ultra. Laser Blue, and Maki Rico. Oh my god. That's tough. Some of you are probably looking at me like, what the hell is he listening to? What is this? What is this? This is considered music? Look, I don't care what you say, okay? This is fire. I love music that has like those very spectral bleeps and bloops over like a trap, bass or something like that. Those are like brain ticklers to me. Neo, Pyramid, Spock and Step.
Let the lights dim as I fall into your arms. Don't say a thing. Listen to my beating heart. I know I shouldn't love you, but I do. So I cry to the moon to let me sing with you.
I like that. That was good. I like the vocals on that. What's their name? It's in, what's it called? Let me go back a little bit. I'm trying to catch the name. Okay, Conroe, with his track Moon Jelly. Oh, another. Oh. Another track by Conroe. That's good. I never heard of him, so he must be a new artist, maybe. Ooh. Ooh. Throwback. Vurum. Ooh. Never heard of this guy, but I like it. Thorley. I think he's been in the mix before. Ooh, I like those chords. So we're speeding up. Ooh. Okay. It's a great build up right here. Or maybe that's the track. Oh no, it's a build up. Ooh. That was good. Omni Droid. Color DMB. X Gravity. Never heard of this name. That was a good track. Hexire, straight G. Down the Mac. Ooh. Yo, shout out to Dan the Mac, bro. He makes some fire jazzy dubstep, like for real. And first of all, Xylokill, you killed it with the visuals. Let me just say that. Shout out to you. You really did your thing with the visuals here. Yeah, Dan the Mac. Shout out to you, man. You make some fire music. If you guys don't know who he is, man, y'all need to check him out. It's Dan the Mac. Who is this? Before I get to that, it seems like this is space themed, but it's like more color based focus too. So just notice that. Oh, dub switcher. Yeah. I believe dub switcher is a Termination mod. So I think he's a mod, but let's go. That was good, Dub Switcher. Shout out to you. Rogue Interference. Never heard of this one. This person.
More really us than I. And if you become aware of that unknown self, the more you realize that it is inseparably connected with everything else that there is. That you are a function of this total galaxy.
Delta Lanes. All right.
A person who thinks all the time.
Delta Lanes with another track. Oh no. Rin Rainbow. Okay. I hope I'm saying their name right. Rin Rainbow. Rain Rainbow. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying Rin Rainbow or Rin. It's a rainbow. I'm so stupid. Oh my god. It's morning. I'm still somewhat waking up. The name is Rainbow. It's just spelled in a unique way. I don't know what I'm talking about. Some Rainbow or Rainbow or Rainbow, whatever I said, but it's Rainbow. I don't know why I couldn't function that. Huh. Ooh, a little chill house. Or a chill speed house. And that's the last track. All right. I like that. That was really nice. W community mix, man. Like the Temination is strong. I'm glad that the community mix is back. Um this was a mix that I did not take part of because I just didn't have the time to make a space themed track. I had other things going on. But hopefully maybe the next time they do a community mix, cuz I think they're doing like, I don't know if it's like 4 mixes a year or 2 mixes a year or maybe just once a year. I have no idea what the how often they're going to be doing the mixes, but I'm going to hope, like, if there's a next one and if the timing is right, then I'll probably submit a track um through the mix. But all these tracks are IDs, they're not even released. I think that's the new rule in the community mix nowadays, that all these tracks have to be IDs or unreleased. um Back then, 2 years ago, you could use IDs and already released tracks. So but I think they did IDs this time around for the new rule, for more people to like really show their skills and really just, give more exposure to like the smaller artists and stuff like that. So but shout out to the Temination, shout out to Teminite, shout out to everybody who put together the video. That's like Xylo Kill with the visuals, Blue Jam, the real Madman, and all those guys who are mods in the Discord chat. Um 20 songs, 29 artists. Um yeah, man, like this is really cool. I loved every minute of it, and I love how they took the space theme and kind of colorized it in a way. So even like when I thought color bass is a genre that's slowly dying right now. But it's good to see that there are still young artists and upcoming artists that are keeping it alive and, whatever. So, but hey little Timmy's, how you doing, man? Hey, I won't be able to react to the album today, but one of these live streams I will get I'll get to it, I promise. Let me just see. Uh let me see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's a 10 track. So you guys have a 10 track album. Oh, you're on SoundCloud? I didn't know that. Okay, so the Arrival. All right, cool. So, little Timmy, I'll do you a deal, right? I'll react to this tomorrow on stream. We'll do a little Timmy's reaction of your album tomorrow. So, tomorrow I'll do a reaction, hold me accountable to it. So, I have it on my tabs right here, so I won't forget. I'm gonna keep the tab up and we will react to it tomorrow on stream. Sounds good? So, I can't wait to hear it. And I want to see what you guys are talking about, man. I hope we have a story to tell. I hope we got, you know, I hope we can get to know you a little bit more through the music. So, and dope artwork, by the way. I like the artwork. The Arrival with the sunset background. Yeah, I like that. That's really dope. Cool. Yeah, so I'll react to this album tomorrow. So, but yeah, that's the end of the stream here. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys um find any like interesting, like the plugins that we that I showed you guys what I use. I hope you guys find something interesting about them. And like I said, man, these plugins are like, some of them are gems that are kind of like hidden. Not a lot of people talk about them a lot, and then some of them are well known already. But you can see how I use them in a certain way, and there are way more plugins out there. Let me guys know if you want to see like a part 2 of like some cool plugins. I haven't been like reviewing plugins lately. I need to go back to start reviewing some, because there are some dope plugins out there, not even just to like review, but just to try them out. Like, I'm not going to buy them, I'm just going to try them out on stream, see what we're talking about. There's like a few of them that I have my eye on, like Minimal Audio's Current plugin, which is another VST that I keep seeing advertised everywhere. There are a lot of plugins out there, so we can try them out. So if you want to see more of that, hit the subscribe button, like and share, comments, whatever you want to do. Shout out to Temination again for the community mix. I can't wait to see if there's another one so I can actually be a part of it. Like I said, I've been a part of the community mix twice in the past, like 2 years ago, like 2022, I believe. So so it was cool to be recognized in those mixes. So maybe in the future, whenever the next community mix is, hopefully I get to be a part of it. But that's to say if they pick my song or not. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys have the rest of the Friday and have a beautiful day today. The sun is out, at least for me. I don't know if the sun is out for you guys, but if the sun is out, that means it's going to be a beautiful day today. You got to remember that. So thank you guys for joining me. I will see you guys next time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be reacting to the Little Timmy's brand new album. If you guys haven't seen my past streams, I've reacted to 2 of their songs already, and they're an upcoming artist. They literally just started making music like a few months ago or something like that. At least that's what they told me. I don't know, but we're going to react to their albums tomorrow. Album. It's a 10-track album. We're going to react to it tomorrow. So until then, I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all take care. God bless and have a good day. Dane is out.